have two themes that I say what life is.
Yeah.
One, how big is your God? You'll do as much. If God is as big as He really is, you can do anything. You know that if you make God small, you'll do small things. It's still worth it, but why not let God be as big as He is? And secondly, my mantra is why not? Why not? Whatever you think of, God's big enough. Why not? Just
Yeah.
you got to make a solid plan. But what's holding you back?
Yeah.
It's your rocking chair theory. When you get to your rocking chair and you're sitting there with a cat on your lap and an iced tea next to you, what will you wish you had done?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Now Boarding episode. Today I'm in conversation with Kurt Avery. Kurt is the founder, owner, and president of Sawyer Products. And he's also the author of a book called Think How a Small Company Disrupts Markets. So, thank you so much for joining me today, Kurt. And Kurt is talking to me from Tampa, Florida, and I am in Barcelona. So, thank you once again. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation because I think you are doing extremely the kind of products that you are producing and the kind of impact that you creating as a result of that, I think is extremely meaningful. And I'm really looking forward to hearing more of what you have to say. So, once again, thank you for being a part of my show, Kurt.
Thank you for letting us have a little voice on your show. The more
Okay,
people we can engage, the better off we are.
absolutely. I think that is so important, and it's a very significant thing that you are doing. So let's just start from the very beginning. I've read your bio, and I know that Sawyer happened much later. You've had a lot of experience working with different brands and working in marketing. So, how did you pivot, and what really was the one or maybe more than one factor that actually made you pivot from working for people to set up your own company? That's one. And two, why did you diversify into doing what you're doing within the company, creating the products that you started to create?
Okay, we'll start with I had a pretty storied career, had an MBA at a very prestigious Northwestern School of Kellogg management, and I had really good jobs with big names. You would know the names if I said. And one day, sitting outside the president's office, listening to take full credit for absolutely everything I did to make the company a lot of money. And I said, okay, I see how this game works. You do the work and somebody takes the credit. So I said, no, we had enough of this. And I was cocky enough to say, we'll just go do this ourselves. So I had come across the product. It's actually a snake bite kit and a bee sting kit developed at the Pasteur Institute in Paris. And it just sucks the venom out. So a quick a quick sudden suction is a very good medical tool. They actually use it for hand therapy and other stuff like that. So off we went, started that company. We did immediately, sold every camping store in America, carried it, all the big ones, the little ones. But I forgot to do the guerrilla marketing. I was still marketing like I was a big company. So I blew through the money a little too fast. But we had a great product. It's still in the stores today, 42 years later. It's a good product. And
And you're
from there,
still, I'm sorry, and you're still producing that product and manufacturing it or producing it or not any longer?
no, we still are. We still
You
sell it.
still are.
You can still buy it today at Walmart. Still in the stores and on Amazon, obviously. And from there, you just keep building. One of the things the book points out is your best customers are the ones you're already selling. So you bring new products to the same people. And so we would sit in the stores for 12 hours a day saying, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? We got into insect repellents. We have some very advanced insect repellents. The US military uses ours and ours alone because of how good it is. And so and then the biggest problem that the campers and hikers had was water. There, there were some real clunky things to treat it with or chemically treat it. And we'd come across the technology from kidney dialysis. If you can clean water, you can clean blood. So we had a filter that would clean the water. Instead of taking 3 pounds with you, you could take 3 ounces with you. And the filters never wore out. And they took everything that makes you sick, we take out of the water. So It took a little while for the retailers to catch on because they were selling these other clunkies for $100, making $50. And ours was 1995, making $10 for them. Say, why should I give up $50 for 10? I said, because you sell so many more. And it turned out within a few years, instead of selling 70,000 of the clunkers, they were selling millions of ours. So it very quickly revolutionized the way people go outside and drink water in the field. And then came the Haitian earthquake in 2010. They lost all their water mechanisms and everything else. Well, we had the solution. So down it went. I think it was close to 200,000 filters went down there. And pretty soon that was the primary way people were drinking water, running it through the filter. And because you don't have to boil, you don't have to do anything. So we talked about sustainability. We eliminate 50% of the carbon footprint of people who use rural water because they do not need to boil it. You just plain run it through the filter, you're good. And the filter never wears out, so it's good for 10 or 15 years. So that put us on the map. Then every NGO out there said, whoa, this is what we got to have. So now we're in 140 charities in 80 countries. We're everywhere. We're in North Korea. We've been in Gaza from the beginning. We're in Iran. We're everywhere. If any country that needs water, its point of use. So you need no infrastructure. It's very simple to use. You can get 5 gallons in half an hour or less. We now have one that you put on the tap and it can do one $20 filter doing 200 to 400 gallons of water a day for
Wow.
the next 10 years. So we say for 30 cents, we'll give somebody 10 years of clean water. So all this stuff sounds crazy, but it's all proven on our website. You can go and see the data. It's all been published in medical journals. It only takes a couple of weeks to wipe out the sickness. We're in slums like you wouldn't believe, and now they're closing medical clinics because there's no more sick customers. They're consolidating. Total life change. 10 to 20% income improvement for these people who don't have enough money to begin with. They can work, kids can go to school, there's no diapers, so you don't have to worry about diarrhea with babies. They can lose, in some of these villages, they lose a third of their kids to bad water. But once the filter shows up, the kids live. So you're saving hundreds of thousands of babies every year from dying from diarrhea. So it's quite a trip, actually. So that's
Yeah.
how we got
No, you.
there, solving the hikers' problems and realizing that's exactly what they needed for a good chunk of the world.
So what is your business model? What exactly and how do you make it work? So you do the manufacturing, and then what is like the process? What's the chain? Do you go directly to these different countries, or do you have a mechanism whereby you have humanitarian aid people or you have nonprofits? So what is the process?
It starts with Sawyer has a very nice retail business. We're in all your stores. We're in the summer, we're number one and number two on Amazon and insect repellents and stuff like that, and water filters. We're very dominant. So we have a very profitable retail business. Now, I own all of it, 100%, and it's sub S. And I use the rule, there's no U-Hauls in heaven, so I'm not taking it with me. So we try intentionally not to make a profit. So we will give them away. If we sell them, we do sell a lot of them at cost. We subsidize it, or we give it away, and we do a lot of research, which helps these charities put these in the field because we're collecting data at the same time. We're very big on collecting data, which is because if I told everything I just told you, you'd say I'm nuts. But the fact that we can prove it means I am nuts, but not with the data.
Yeah.
I'm a little outside the box for most people. So part of the Sawyer model is we're not going to make money. We believe we can do a better job of distributing the would-be profits than the government would. So we say if we made cupcakes, we'd have to sell the cupcakes, make the profit, pay the taxes, and then have some money to give away. But because we make the very thing people want, we can give it away before and don't have to take the profit on it. We just burn off what we would have made in the retail business. So as far as distributions, again, we have 140 charities. They have the distribution network. They got we call them sandals on the ground. So we just feed them and we support them either with donations or dollars or whatever. But we're in 80 countries. They're doing the work. And now we're to the point where we do about 4 or 5 million people a year get clean water for the very first time. through that network. With this new product just come down the line, we're ready to do 40 million people a year.
Wow.
And
So
so we're out.
what is this new product that you have
Well,
just mentioned?
yeah, it's the same filter, okay? But
Okay.
now we've given you the ability to take and put it on your faucet. So you would take this mechanism and you
Okay.
put it on the faucet, and then you screw this one on, and you just turn on the faucet, and whatever's coming through the faucet is clean. Because in a lot of countries, we can't go down to a lot of countries and drink the water out of the tap,
Yeah.
get sick. But now it is. So when you break it down, about we always say there's what, 800 million people or a billion people that don't have clean water. Only about a billion or less of them are rural where there's no running water. But the rest of them are in the cities, but it's still not clean. They don't have water treatment plants. So they get what's called improved water. So it's a little better, but it's still not safe. Now we make that safe. So we can move from being mostly a rural solution to an urban solution as well. So I take, for instance, we just picked a country, just we're everywhere. But if we took Guatemala with 12 million people, I'd say within 3 years for less than 10 million, we'd have everybody not sick from water. And the thing is, this filter pays for itself in 2 hours.
Yeah.
200 gallons an hour, 200 gallons a day for a $20 filter. You couldn't even buy that much clean water for that price. So it's very inexpensive. And so now we're to the next level. We're trying to get investors to say, wow, we can really change the world very quickly. So
You've
we're right
talked.
at that. This product, by the way, is only coming down the line this week. So it's brand new.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah. You've openly talked about faith and how that influences you. So how does, because I think it plays a very important role in your life. So how does it influence your day-to-day decision making?
It's ironic. Faith is a very big part. God's had his hand on this thing from the very get-go and his hand on me. You're saving lives. My gosh, hundreds of thousands of babies and whatever a year, totally changing lives. How do you know? I always say, what's your currency? So a lot of people measure their currency by how many dollars or euros you have. We measure it by how many lives you save and how many lives you change. We don't care about the dollars, that they're irrelevant. We have a hard time spending money because if I wanted to go do something in a plant that costs $1,000, I have to say that's 1,000 people who aren't going to get clean water. Or now 3,000 people who won't get clean water with the new filters. No, our plan is not at all impressive. We don't fix anything up. We'd rather send the money and change the lives. So it's just an attitude thing. If somebody's standing on the train track and the train's coming, how do you not pull them off the train track?
Yeah.
So we have the very thing that's going to change their lives. Imagine mothers losing a third of their kids, and we have the solution that that never happened again. How can you not be part of that?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think what you're doing is truly incredible, and how you're managing to impact and, as you rightly said, save the lives of so many children. And that there are millions of people who are probably so grateful for you having changed their lives, and in different parts of the world, different communities. But where do you think water crises is a real thing? And what do you think realistically is going to change in your lifetime? Do you think that a crisis like this will, given your contribution, bring about change, or it is a very slow process? Because it's not just you, it's also there are so many links, whether it's the government, your
Yeah.
investors, the nonprofits, it's a circular thing. So I'm curious to know what your impression about this is.
I think big. So I think it is going to make a difference. Yeah, remember changing your lifetime. I grew up on rotary phones and we started the business with a hand calculator. That's all we had, that and a notepad. There weren't computers or anything. Change can happen. I'm not afraid of it. I think it will happen. we're to the point now where do the government want to change the whole government? What we run into is not all governments want to change. They got the people right where they want them. So the people in power aren't always there, but the charities are there. You can't stop them. We run into a few obstacles here, but they're not going to be able to stop it. It's going to snowball, just take off because we have a new model. We go into the school systems and we teach the teachers how to teach the kids this. And then the kids bring the parent in and they teach the parent, and then they take one of these filters home and they got it for free. But and then you have a water station at the school, so anybody in the community can come and get all the water they want for free. Basically, we've made water free. So that you can't stop. And then what'll happen is after people, and we're already seeing it, after people have these in their homes, then the next layer in the income, the lower middle to middle, whatever, heck, I got $20. I'm going to buy one for my house. I don't want to keep going to the school every day when I can just get one of these things. And then now the schools can get revenue or whatever. So that model's in play now. We're doing it with a charity called Child Hope. We're doing it with OAS, Organization of American States. We even have some Spanish foundations funding some of these things. So I don't think you're going to be able to stop it now because once it gets out there, if you do 30, 40 million people in 1 year, how's that not noticed? See, we've done 7 countries, but they're little countries. Now we're tackling the big countries. And you do a few of those, you're going to get noticed. It's so cheap. There's plenty of philanthropists out there. They just need to know it. And it's more than just the water, it's a whole behavioral change. We have QR codes on all these things so we can track them and do follow-ups. We do WhatsApp where you can communicate with us or we can communicate with you. It's not just clean water, it's behavioral change. We have to teach them how to use clean water. They've never had it before. Women can build businesses. They now have water clean enough to bake and cook with. So they're building their own food industries right behind this filter and becoming self-sustaining. And like I said, we're the greenest product on the planet. We wipe out 50% of all fossil fuel used by people just to make water drinkable. That's huge. Just think of all we've calculated it can be up to 200 trees a year sacrificed just for boiling water. I think we're in enough places, we've proven enough that you're not going to stop it now. Remember, nobody has to build a water treatment plant. Nobody has to figure out how to get water to the homes clean. They can get water to the home, but they can't get it there clean. We don't care. Just get it there. So it's a huge game changer. So I think come back in about 3 years, I think you're going to be blown away by what's about to happen.
And do you have others who are following your innovation and trying to, because I think you're able to reach millions of people, and if you have others also coming on board and doing their own innovation, won't that impact be even greater?
We would invite them, but nobody's doing it. So we had this new technology for 20 years now and nobody's copied it. There are a lot of filters out there, a lot of imitations, a lot of people, but they don't do what we do. We go down to 0.1 micron absolute, which now your hair is 17 microns. Our largest hole is 0.1 microns. So our largest hole is 170 times smaller than the diameter of a human hair. That you have to be all the way down there to guarantee that nothing that makes you sick can get through. You got viruses, they're not in the water, but nothing bacterial, protozoan, cysts, parasites can get through. Nobody else got down there with us. Because you also have to prove it. So half the cost of our filter is proving that it is what it says it is, because we get failures in the manufacturing, but we toss them out. We test it when we make the fibers, we test it when we seal the case, we test the O-rings, we test the seal. So we spend a lot of money because you can't go into a village and say, okay, 90% of you are going to be all right, the other 10 you're going to still going to be sick.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that went to the level of getting everything. Now, we invite you to come do it. I don't think too many companies can do that because we don't make any money. So who's going to do it and try and lose as much money as they can? So they're more than welcome to join us, but I don't think they will because they don't have a business model that says, how can I lose money?
Yeah.
I think the only ones who could do what we do would be the very big companies that make these medical filters like Siemens or General Electric, but they have no reason to join us because there's no profit motive for them.
So
So I think we're on.
that's the uniqueness of your company. And what kind of a legacy do you hope that Sawyer is going to leave for the rest of the
Okay.
world?
I got the great answer for you. I'm going to go with a little side trail for just a second. We also
Yeah.
have the key to childhood malaria. So we make a chemical, it's in the stores in a yellow can, Amazon, whatever. You put it on your clothes and the bugs stay away. Every military uniform in the US and Canada wears this and we treat it. So we invented it, we do it. So the moms walk around with the baby on their back in a wrap. Just as you treat the wrap, it was proven, it was published in New England Journal of Medicine. It's well known. Again, we're talking about something that's just come down the production line last week. We've been making it for the military for decades, but now in this one, treating the wrap, reduced malaria in the children by 2/3, 67%, and malaria in the moms by 17%. I think we take that to 90. We can do a better job of how we treat it, when we treat it, whatever. So now you're talking 6% of all the babies who get malaria will die from malaria, and the other ones that get it will have cognitive issues the rest of their life. So just think about taking malaria away from children. And it doesn't happen. It's between ages 0 and 2. And after that, they know how to fight it. The body builds immunes and stuff like that. So we're on the cusp of that one too. So now the two things, bad water and mosquito bites, we have the solution to both of them. So we're gonna make some impacts.
So you've
Um,
launched, has it already been launched? You said
well,
it's available on Amazon. That's what you said,
not
right?
that treatment. That's
Oh,
for
not that
overseas.
treatment.
Yeah, it's only for overseas. We're just now getting the government approvals to bring it in and all that kind of stuff. It's in the medical community now, so it's being administered by medical places. It just started. I'm talking like now. So
Wow. Yeah.
we're just getting ready to start shipping cases to people who can use it. So we're just now doing the survey. Yeah, and sometimes the medical people, the big ones, the big foundations, they're a little not so anxious to move along. It's a bureaucracy that's self-serving. So I'm a disruptor. I don't give a rip about bureaucracy. I don't care about WHO approval. They never approved our filters, but we're 90% of what everybody uses. So we do millions of them. Bureaucrats are not my friend. So the purpose of the book, though, is to make entrepreneurs, we try to help your business be better. We got 25 tips, things to look at, how to shape it, how things to avoid. I don't believe in unintended consequences. You should have already thought about it before it came and surprised you. It should never be a surprise. All those mechanisms and analytics are in the book because we want your business to be more profitable. And if it's more profitable than you have now, you can join us in the charity side of it. Everybody has a skill set. If you didn't have a skill set or a niche or a neat product, you wouldn't be making a living. So how can you share your skill set and your products or whatever with the people that need it that can't afford it? There's always room. There's a concept called business as ministry. If you're an accountant, you can go to these countries and teach people how to do accounting. If you're an engineer, you can teach them how to do engineers. You can help them build things. If you're, whatever, there's always something you can do to help make the world a better place. It could be in your backyard. We use the biblical model, Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost parts of the world. Pick one. We happen to do both. We try to do everything. We try to be local impact. We have to do United States impact, whatever, all the way around the world. But pick one. Pick one where you can be an impact and just do it. If we make your business more profitable, then it didn't cost you incrementally anything, did it?
Yeah.
Because
Correct.
you
Yeah.
have extra profits. And it's so rewarding. We're not here for ourselves. You take nothing with you. You came in with nothing, you go out with nothing, what are you going to leave? Fortunately, Sawyer stays on. We call it exit the market because I'm a marketer, whether it's physical or mentally.
Yeah.
Sawyer will be given to the Sawyer Foundation. I get offers to buy Sawyer every week. I'm not interested. We got to continue doing what we're doing. Again, our currency is not dollars, it's people. The Sawyer Foundation is a 501(c)(3). Anybody wants to donate can donate to that. It will go overseas. There's no overhead. All external donations go overseas. Sawyer takes care of the overhead and it will eventually own Sawyer so that we can keep it going.
So that is your legacy. That's going to be your legacy. the
Yeah, well,
founding.
let's
Yeah.
not call it my legacy because I
No,
didn't
I
do
mean,
this.
sorry,
It's the
yeah,
Sawyer legacy.
Sawyer
The
legacy.
Sawyer
That's what I
legacy.
meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Not you and
I
family,
want
but
no credit for this because God, I live in where there's a lot of lightning strikes, and I don't want God to slap me down because I took his credit. So,
yeah, but you can't take away the fact that it was your brainchild. You
with
have
a
to,
lot of really good people to make it happen.
yeah, no, absolutely. That is critical when it comes to innovation, when it comes to trying to, you always
Yeah.
need a very solid team around you for it to actually happen.
I have two themes that I say what life is.
Yeah.
One, how big is your God? You'll do as much. If God is as big as he really is, you can do anything. You know that if you make God small, you'll do small things. It's still worth it, but why not let God be as big as he is? And secondly, my mantra is why not? Why not? Whatever you think of, God's big enough. Why not?
Yeah.
Just you got to make a solid plan, but what's holding you back?
Yeah.
It's your rocking chair theory. When you get to your rocking chair and you're sitting there with a cat on your lap and an iced tea next to you, what will you wish you had done? Don't wait for it. Do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is a mantra that hopefully a lot of people listening in will appreciate and want to take it forward, because I completely agree with you. You should always never hold back if there is something that you would like to do and you feel that there is, by your process, you are going to make a difference. Most definitely you should not just sit back and wait for things to happen, because if you don't try it, you'll never know what, and then you may regret not having done it when you could.
Yeah.
So I completely agree
But
with
don't be silly. That's why the
yeah,
book
don't
is
be
there.
silly. Yeah. Yeah.
You got to still have a well thought out plan,
Yeah.
but don't talk yourself out of it if all the parts are right. I just grew up in a little country boy. I was nothing special, but I had a really big God, and I always said, why not?
Yeah, and look where you've reached today. That's quite incredible. So if
Yeah.
people want to reach out to Sawyer and also get a hold of your book, how does that happen? If you could just
Obviously, the book's available on Amazon, either hard. It's not very expensive. It's $9.95. I think $6.95 by ebook, so you can always download it. You can always go to Sawyer.com. You can look at all our research. So I'm sure what I said probably sounded pretty audacious, pretty crazy, but it's all proven. We got the research published there, so you can look. We've been collecting the data for over 10 years now, so that we can back up excuse me, we can back up what we say. So
yeah.
Sawyer.com is a good place to start. The book's there as well, but SawyerFoundation.org if you want to get in on that, or go through Sawyer.com to get there. But come join us. Let's have some fun. This is fun. I mean,
Absolutely. And
it's a
I
high
mean, and if
responsibility.
yeah, if you're able to bring about change, I think it's fun and it's fulfilling as well. Yeah, no,
Well, we can
absolutely.
make you cry. We got plenty of videos that'll make you cry when you see the impact on these people. It's just staggering. Yeah. We
Yeah.
have a lot of good cries around here, happy tears.
Of course, anything that is bringing about change, and of course, will be happy tears. So, thank you so much, Kurt. And it's incredible what you're doing and will continue to do. And I'm sure the legacy of Sawyer will be there forever. It's like really been a pleasure talking to you. And I'm sure a lot of people who will listen and watch the episode and pick up your book will reach out to either Sawyer Foundation or to your website.
Oh,
And
yeah, we
yeah,
invite you. We'll hook you up with one of the 140 charities. You can go out there on the front lines and see what we're doing.
awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.